let's move on to a few of the questions we got. So we got quite a few, to be fair. My inbox was quite full with some of these questions, some really good ones, some interesting ones that I didn't even think of myself, to be honest, when we spoke about putting this together for those people that were attending for the first time and that sort of thing. So yeah, we'll we'll pop through a few of these now. One of the first ones I got was, can we send cards off to be graded at the show? You want to take it,
Yeah,
Patrick?
so yeah, I'd say certain graders. Yeah, certain graders do. It's obviously going to depend on the show and what graders and companies there, or sort of middleman as well. They'll take cards off you to, they'll pre-grade and send off to a grading company that maybe stateside. But yeah, certain grading companies will. I know MGC will take some off you there. They have the insurance to do that. But I can't speak for all grading companies that may be at a show, but vast majority will do that. And we'll tell you as well.
Yeah, I think the majority do. I know MGC do. I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
Porky Gray did at the last London one. I remember speaking to him.
Okay.
I know Aaron at the Grading Club and Jim from Jim's. They both take sort of submissions on the day, and if you check their Instas out beforehand, they have some deals on and stuff like that. So it's always worth doing your research on that sort of stuff to find out what you want to do with your card, who you want to grade it with, that sort of thing. But even on the days, just speaking to the guys that do it, like they're the most knowledgeable because they do it day in, day out. If you're not sure on anything, just run it by them, and they're more than happy to help you out. Yeah, you might have to wait a little bit if they're really busy, especially early on, or come back a little bit later. But it's yeah, definitely worth just speaking to them about it. And if you have got a card that you definitely want to grade, you know you want to grade it with, yeah, just go over. A lot of the time at the MGC store, there's three lads in there, and there's Jake and two
Yeah.
lads. They're
What I
more
say
than
is that for
happy
a
to help.
grading company, it is crazy the amount they put into these shows. I mean, like you said, they've got a massive, great stand. I said it's what three. I think last London Car Show they had five. That's the three guys, two women there helping out. The full of knowledge on the grading, the turnaround times, what they can offer you there and then. Yeah, it's so, MGC are definitely go to it as a UK card show. And like I said, Aaron at the grading club, his queue is always massive. He has good turnaround times with CSG, SGC, PSA, Beckett. I know Jim's got a good deal with SGC as well. So there's a lot of opportunities for you to take cards there and get graded.
100%. Another question I've got is where are the shows and how many are coming up? And how do I find out about them? Which is it's a great point because some people might not necessarily know. A lot of the time, these shows pop up on Instagram as a page that they're initially starting from, and sort of build from there, or it'll be someone who already has an Instagram page that then decides, oh, we could do one in my area. This would be a great idea, and then you see them pop up from there. But yeah, let's run through a few we've got over the next month or two.
Yeah, so just jump in there. How do you find out about?
So me or Ben will stumble across them on Instagram when we're scrolling through it. We'll get a follow from we'll get a follow from the show normally. As yeah, most people see we tend to bend at the majority of them. And then yeah, we'll drop them a message or they'll drop us a message.
Yeah, I say I always try. I said Instagram is obviously the main source to me. I always do try and repost, maybe posters or stuff like that, and try and put them to schedules as well. I was actually asked by Sports Card Scotland for the next like 6-7 months of car shows, and I had them in my notes, and also just sent them across the screenshot like this is coming up, confirmed for the next 6 months. There's a few more that's TBD. But yeah, try and keep up with a lot of the UK ones and the European ones. So I know we've got to see like Amsterdam beginning of the year. I think it's March. I think they've put it in for now.
March, April time. I didn't put a date to it yet, have they? I don't think there's a date there.
Yes,
yet.
they have. No, they have now. Yeah, they confirmed the date. Yeah, it's the
brilliant.
9th of the 3rd, I think. Yeah, 9th of the 3rd.
It's
either 9th of the 3rd or 3rd of the 9th. Yeah. I was thinking, I'm pretty sure it's the 9th of the 3rd. But yeah, I hope so. Another good place as well, it's obviously quite new to the scene, is Sports Card UK's got a website called Sports Card Web. And he does little write-ups on there, but he also has a diary on there that you can just click on the calendar and go through the months and days, and it tells you what card show, whereabouts. So whether it be Northwest on the 22nd, it'll have the London Car Show 29th and 30th, and then it'll have Munich on the 13th of November. And it's just quite easy to get to. It's fairly new, so not many people might know about it, but it's a very good way of keeping in touch. Again, I always try and repost as many shows as I can on the socials, and yeah, that's probably the best way to find out where shows are. To be fair, Instagram.
Yeah, keep an eye out. A lot of the shows like Harry's with London, you can sign up to a newsletter, so you get an
Yes.
email through. So that's always handy. I think a few of the others are starting to do that as well. But yeah, best keep your eyes peeled, especially on pages like ours. Obviously yourself, other people that vend at these shows and sponsor these shows. We often repost where they are and when they are and the links to them. Even if you can't attend that one this time round, the likelihood is they're going to have a show in another year or 6 months after that. So it's always worth just keeping your eyes about. But yeah, for the next 2 months, really, we've got, like you said, we've got the Northwest at Haydock Park on the 22nd. Then
Yes.
we've got the London Card Show
London.
at Sandown on the 29th and 30th. Then I'm off out to Munich. You might be off out to Munich
Hey.
on the 30th, on the 13th of November, isn't it, that one? And
Yes.
then that last Saturday of November, we are all the way down in sunny Brighton for
Brighton.
their card show. That's at Brighton Racecourse as well, isn't it?
Yes.
They're the ones. And then in
Cardiff
December,
in December.
yeah, you've got the Cardiff Christmas event, which is that'll be another good one. That'll be this year ticked off, and then rolling into next year. There's loads in there now. There's loads.
Oh yeah.
Popping up all
I
over.
think it starts off Manchester, the first one of the year, and then
Yeah,
London,
Manchester.
both in
Then
January.
we'll have another London one. I'm sure Harry will be popping up with another London one. End of January, start of Feb. And then we've got another one in Manchester. We've got one in the Yorkshire one that's at, is it Rotherham? Rotherham?
Yeah, Rotherham Way, innit? Rotherham Way.
Yeah, Rotherham,
Definitely
wasn't
just
it?
outside of Rotherham. It was like a Nottinghamshire one where it wasn't Nottingham, but it wasn't anywhere else. It was like this weird area. It was in between everything.
Somewhere near it. But yeah, I
Cool.
think, yeah,
That's
just
that's
keep
at your
your eyes
local show,
peeled.
right? That's
Which
your
one?
local show, the
No,
South Yorkshire one.
Yorkshire, yeah, Yorkshire.
Yorkshire. Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be a nice little 45-minute trip down the road for us. We'll take that than the 5 hours to Brighton that we're going to have in November.
Yeah.
But
I'm
yeah,
gonna stay over your sofa then. I'm booking your sofa.
again. Yeah, what questions did you have? What did you fire through on?
Yeah, a lot of questions obviously regarding like vlogging. So I'll sort of say them if it's not really for people going to the first shows. People are obviously intrigued about what to expect to purchase wise, like what's going to be there for them to buy. There's this sort of misconception that you're just going to be, oh, it's just going to be Pokemon, or it's just going to be soccer cards, for instance. You're going to find a wide array of not only Pokemon and other TCGs, and then basketball, NFL, soccer. Probably not so much baseball and hockey over here, but like we said, Elves has everything from TV shows, movies, all sorts of stuff. But you will find a lot of tables. Will have some other collectibles like Funko Pops, so especially a London card show. At the Northwest, they're seeing is it Soccer Locker? Uh, yeah, someone had like football shirts, soccer
Yeah,
jerseys.
they were state
Um,
signed as well there with his
yeah,
mini
state signed,
helmets, full
and
size
it's,
helmets, that stuff.
yeah. So
Obviously you've got,
this,
yeah, and as well as that, you have obviously us guys with the different stands, the custom stands.
yep,
You have people like Mint Keeper, Vault X, with their card
snow decks,
supplies.
show decks.
Yeah,
I said
show
snow
decks
decks,
with his
show
with
decks.
his stuff.
I said snow decks. I was getting the Christmas mood. Snow decks,
Snow
unbelievable.
decks. You never
Snow
know, you
decks,
might give them an idea there.
Christmas special there.
Yeah,
I want
Christmas special
20%.
binder.
I'm being polite. 20% snow decks, Christmas special, like white on it.
We'll speak
Right,
to him.
yeah.
Obviously, we can do it. But
Stop
yeah,
that! I'm getting his DMs tonight.
sliding straight in when we launch.
100%.
Yeah. So yeah, I think what I saw at the last couple of shows is those that don't have such a huge following, the ice hockeys, the baseballs of this world. They are more of now. You are seeing more of those. Those, especially if you want in sealed. If you want in wax, then you can
Yeah,
definitely get it. Sports Cards Direct, Sports Trading UK, all those. They'll have sealed wax of pretty much whatever you want, anything that's out at the minute. Peak Commando has a lot, anything you can think of, really. And if you want to try and find something new or just see what's definitely out there, pop over 12s. I've spent
yeah,
hours going through those boxes of cards. And Trotters is the same. You can go through those
yeah,
cards and yeah, what is it? I think he does best. I think it's like 10. The normal base cards, it's like 10 for obviously 10 for £1 of
yeah.
those. Yeah, there's crazy stuff around that you can have a look through, and that's the best thing. It follows quite nicely into a question I got of what sort of money do I need to bring to a card show?
See,
Um,
this is interesting. This is interesting. It is obviously depend on your budget, but depending on what you want to do in the day, are you going there to spend your life savings to buy a Grail card, or are you going there and say, hey, do you know what? I'm going to go there with £100, see what I can do. It's obviously going to be what you're motivated for that day. But I mean, Max's soccer cards. He went there with £40 and had a great day.
yeah,
I spent nothing at a show and had a great day. It goes in roundabouts.
yeah. I think for me when I read that, it's whatever you're comfortable with, whatever you're wanting. Like you can go to these shows and you've got people with boxes of cards at 10p a go, base cards, and if that's what you collect and that's what you enjoy collecting and you collect sets and base sets and stuff that way, they're the perfect guys for you to go to. But there's also cards
Yeah,
there at £10,000, £15,000, and Grail cards, PC cards that most people can only dream of owning, that you can actually see them and stuff, which is it's pretty cool as well when you go around and you see some of the stuff that people have available. And yeah, you see some 101 Josh Allen's and some of the F1 cards that have crazy
yeah,
price tags on. Crazy price tags on those. And some of the soccer cards that now you see got to these shows, and there'll be 5-10 Ronaldo autos at a show, and it's madness.
yeah.
But
Crazy.
yeah, there's something for everyone, something for everyone.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Another one, and quite an important one, and is one of the ones I didn't think of coming into this, and when we decided we were going to do this. Are kids allowed, and are the venues wheelchair accessible?
You'll find a lot of the shows now are doing like free kids tickets, which is great to see. I think it's definitely the way we should be going. I think personally, as a scene is still in its infancy compared to across the pond. Uh, they're going to be the generation that carries it forward. So the sooner we get them in for free as a parent, especially in current times, if you're not pick yourself, it makes it a lot easier. I've not been to a show yet where kids haven't been welcomed. And wheelchair accessibility, 99.999999999 shows have great accessibility for every disability imaginable.
Yeah, I think as we found that the venues are now more leisure centres, race courses, stadiums, that they all naturally have those sorts of facilities anyway, which it's great because you don't want someone not to be able to attend because they're in a wheelchair. You don't want that. You want everyone to be able to attend. One I've got, another question that popped over to us, was what time to arrive, and where is that? I wrote it down. What time to arrive and what to do in the gap between the end of the event and trade night. There as a visitor, what time? What
Yeah,
time should I rock up?
well, it depends on what show because obviously they all start at different times now. I usually try and get a VIP ticket. I will say at the Glasgow and London, I try and get there as early as possible. I want to be one of the first in the queues. I want to try and scout out as many tables as I can before the onslaught of everyone else coming in. I want to be able to make the first plays, the best plays, and position myself in the best position. So if that's what you're going for, that's your intention to go there and try and trade up, try and buy and sell, then yeah, you get yourself the VIP ticket for the extra bit of money and get there. If it says doors open at 9:30 VIP, get there at 8:30. I've waited hour plus in the queue. And Harry's come out and like, always the first day. I'm like, always, brother, always. It's just the position I want to put myself in. If you've not got a VIP ticket and it says to you, doors open at 11, you've got the option. You've got the option of either going at 11 and, you've got to have in mind there's going to be queues there. So you've got to be back at that queue, or do you wait another hour or so, let the queue die down, just waltz in and just make the place from then on, do 12 to 4. It's going to whatever suits your time as well. But if we're going there to invest, then you want to try and get there first. The early bird gets the worm and all that.
Wow.
But if you want to go there and have a good time, any time, because you're going to see the cards, you're going to see people. And if you say you've not got a VIP ticket and you're up at 12, you're going to see people who've been there for 3 hours and they're going to have big smiles on their faces. The cars they won, and you're going to see a lot more excitement in the room. Whereas if you get there, when I get there and there's not many people in the room, it's a bit more frantic and tense because I need to go see this table's got, and there's different feelings in the room. But the timing's up to you. Yeah, if you some places don't do VIP tickets. Northwest, for instance, next week doesn't do VIP, so I have to get there at a certain time and hope I've got a good position in the queue to go upstairs and make my plays. So for that one, I think doors are at 10 o'clock again.
Yeah, I think
Northwest.
I spoke to Sean the other day. I think the first 50 that arrive are getting a little goodie bag as well to take with them. So it's a little incentive
Another
to maybe
bonus
get
as
there
well.
a little bit early doors. But
Yeah,
certainly the way like you get that anticipation, don't you? That first half hour with people coming in, you can feel the buzz growing definitely. But then if you are working in the morning, you can only get there at 12, 1 o'clock. Like still get a ticket, still come along. Everyone's still there, everything's still going on.
Oh yeah. I've not been to a show that's died off really. Like every show is just popping from beginning to end. Like it's just a non-stop, just boom, boom, boom. People coming in, people going, people coming. It's just crazy. Yeah. So it's all about how you want to play the day and what plays you want to make. So if you're just there to enjoy yourself, you rock up when you want to rock up. It's your day. You're going to enjoy it no matter what. But if you want to make plays, obviously the earlier you get there and the longer you stay, the more plays you're going to make, because you're going to be able to get the first deals and make plays throughout the day. And then the last deals, when people are maybe regretting certain things or people didn't get rid of certain things, you can make some great plays then too. So definitely enjoy it no matter when you go, for sure.
Excellent. Have you got any more questions on the list that pops up?
Yeah, I'll say a lot of questions as well. It's kind of funny because he asked you about card shows, and what I will say as well is, because the questions are sort of similar, but what we've answered as well. But not all car shows are the same. Unfortunately, it's not how it works. It's not like we have a commissioner that's in charge of running car shows, and it's just this is the procedure, it's how it's done. So, when we say car shows at 9:30, get at 9, 8:30. You might go to a car show that doesn't open until 10. So when you get at 8:30, you're going to be around for 2 hours. You've got things that you got to look out for yourself. But there's going to be a lot of car shows in this next year, 2 years. It's only growing, this scene at the moment. There's car shows from everywhere, and they're all going to be slightly different. You're going to find different cars at different locations. I've noticed it from the Glasgow, where I thought it was quite TCG based. Hearing the same as Cardiff, whereas you go to other shows, Northwest was quite mixed. London, it's double the size of most shows, triple the size of some shows, and it's got everything under the sun. So, there is differences in shows, there's differences of times to go and what you're going to expect there, but you're going to have a great time at a card show, whether it be a small local one, a bigger one. I understand, when we talk about budget of what should I spend at a show. I know I go through it as well. I had to get a train to Glasgow or to London. I have to get accommodation. I have to eat for them 3 days. I have to try and buy cards, sell cards. So it does cost a pretty penny, but see it as a proper treat, because it really is. That whole weekend it's like I'm in holiday for me. I go there, I'm catching up with friends, I'm making some moves, I'm having a good time. I get to go out for food and drinks afterwards with them, and trade night now as well. And then it's really a great time. You can't put anything, I can't put a price on it. So it's what I would say.
Yeah, definitely. A little bit on that as well, if you want to elaborate a bit further. So the trade night, and I know London did one last time, and the one at Cardiff, the Cardiff one, they had plenty of beers and lots of cards all over. Pokerich went nuts, and opened loads of cards, and there were Pokemon everywhere. I've not been to a London one, so I hopefully will make this London one on the Saturday night and see what it's about there. And I think the trade night's a brilliant little addition to these shows, especially if the guys that are organising can have them. It's just brilliant then for people that have bought the wax and have ripped the wax through the day and might have some stuff that they are wanting to then trade. I suppose a trade night's a perfect way to sort of end it. How did you find the London one you went to? Yeah, earlier on in the year.
Yeah, so obviously the London one was the first one in the UK that I could know of. If someone knows one before myself, then please correct me. Um, it was very good in the fact that it was very busy, a lot of trades getting made. The layout was very easy to win. It was just tables in a row. It was the same room, so you sort of knew where you were going, what to do. There's still a lot of learning to be done, myself included in this when it comes to trading. There's a lot of people that don't really know how to trade properly in my eyes yet, and that will come with time and more trades we do, and the more experience we get going to card shows abroad as well. But it's definitely needed. So I would echo what you said as well. Like the more shows that do this, the better the community will be, and the stronger position it will be in the future. But yeah, definitely do recommend it, especially if you're a vendor and you sort of behind your table 95% of the time that you show. You may only have a small amount of time to go make some plays yourself. So then this gives you another option into this is what I've got that I'm trying to get rid of, and what have you guys got? I can shift that in my local area. I can't shift this, and makes you move some stuff that is more liquid. So I definitely recommend a trade night.
Yeah, that sort of follows quite nicely into one of the questions I got was, can I bring my slabs, my cards to potentially do a deal with a vendor on the day to sort of use it as a bit of leverage, like will you take this slab and 20 quid, that sort of thing. And for me, the answer is yes. A lot of these vendors are card collectors at heart, and at the end of the day, if it's a card that they're interested in, then they probably would do that trade. Some vendors won't, some vendors have their own rules and they'll follow those. But yeah, you can bring your stuff. There's a trade corner as well in most corners of these card shows. So it's definitely worth bringing them along with you. I'd say obviously make sure they're protected and your cards are safe at all times. And these events is you're talking 50 plus vendors at even the small ones. You've got 30, 40 vendors at. So there is going to be some collectors out there that may be interested in what you've got to trade and that sort of stuff. So yeah, definitely, I'd definitely give it a go. You can only give it a go, can't you? What's the worst you can say?
Definitely. I mean, don't forget as well. I was on sort of trading as well, and you might have stuff that's sort of a lot of stuff that's lower end, say, but it's more liquid to move, and they might have some stuff higher, and they might say, "Oh, bundle this up for this," because they might need the liquidity. They might have a card that you really want, but they can't really sell. So if you can offer stuff that they know they can get rid of in liquid, they'll take it because again, it's money in the day, and that's what people want. So a lot of vendors will try and do trades with you, or, and as well as sales. So don't be afraid to take cards with you and try and trade. It is quite a big thing.
100%. Another one I got, and I suppose there's only really me that can answer this one, is how do I prepare? For me, it depends what you're taking, what sort of vendor you are. So for us, it's always printing as much stock as we can, obviously presenting that to you all. Me and Ben, obviously, we know our products to the best we can. We can explain how we go through the process when it comes to the custom stands, how we do that. All our stuff's all price marked on the day. I think that's really important for all vendors to know your price, to know the price you're putting on the product that you're selling. If you can have a marked up label, then do that. We've seen quite a few vendors use sort of the little sticker system where a little green sticker means it's a £2 card, a red sticker means it's a £5 card. I like that idea if you've got quite a lot of low to mid end stuff that you can nail like that, or you have the little sticker strips that you used to see when you go into the corner shop on a pack of biscuits saying it's 99p. A few people use those on their cards. But yeah, for me as a vendor, make sure you're organised, make sure you know what you've got. And it is a long day as a vendor. If it's your first time vending at one of these upcoming shows, the advice I can give is pretty similar to the advice we gave the people that are coming to look at what we've got is have plenty of hydration, have snacks, because it is a long day. You spend a lot of time talking to people and explaining what you do, what you've got available. And yeah, if you're doing deals on cards, for me, be ready for comps. Set your price lower than comp if you're looking to move it. Because at the end of the day, you've got people there willing to spend money. You've got no eBay fees. You've got no PayPal fees most of the time. People are happy to pay cash, or you've got your card machine, so your fees are a bit less anyway. But yeah, for me, it's one of those. Be prepared, be ready, and yeah, make sure it's set up and it's easy for people to work around. Because if it's easy for people to go through, you're gonna have more success on the day. But for you, when you go to a stall, to a vendor table at these shows, Patrick, what are you looking for? What makes it easy for you to get around the stall? What makes it more difficult? What would you advise a vendor to do to make it as easy as possible for someone who's a buying customer like yourself?
Yeah. I'm a big believer, no matter what is in life. The things with least friction always win. So the easier you can make it for me to like find and look and see what you've got, the easier it is. Like I'm gonna spend time there. You know, if you can put NFL in a box and it's all priced, if I know your orange is low and green is this, yeah, come on. I will sit down, I will take that trade to the side and I will go for it. Whereas if you just say, oh, here's all my cards, for instance, I will look at what's on top and that's it. I don't know if I'm going to sift through stuff like this. It's, you know, I'm going to know what specifically I want to shift and what I want to move on. It's very difficult. Yeah. So anything that's easy, the easier you can make it for people, the better. It's going to sound daft, but I do like sort of, if you've got space as well, I suppose, I do like having more than one person at your table. I think it just helps, you know, because people sometimes can be stood there for 10 minutes doing a deal and people waiting to make other deals with you and having other person with you and you give them permission to say, yeah, this is where we're going to go 20%, 15% under comps. That's our limit. They can make that deal and you can have turnaround quicker. You just sort of get rid of the queues a little bit quicker. And, you know, especially you go to the busier shows, you can be stood behind a table for 4 or 5 deep for one time. You think, you know, just certain time you go, I can't stay here much longer. I've got to go somewhere else and make some plays, otherwise I'm not going anywhere. So I'm a big fan of having two people, and also it's helps keeping eyes on product. I mean, you know, I'm not saying that we have thefts at card shows, but you know, accidents do happen, mistakes happen. People do pick stuff up and want to show the friends, turn around and I'll put that there a second, and all it takes is one person to put that there, hold it for a second, and oh, let's go and check over the table, and they've walked off with it, and they forget, you know, you sort of forget that you've walked away from it. So having that second pair of eyes is great to. Oh, do we actually just? Oh, sorry, I forgot about that, mate. Sorry, yeah, you know, it's always good to look out for, you know, for your stock at the end of the day. So just making it easy, having assistance, are two big pluses, two big things I think vendors should do, should do if they have the opportunity to do it.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, I do like the sort of narrow boxes to go through. I said if it's in a big trunker box, it's kind of annoying. So yeah, I do like just nice,
yeah,
neat, compact. Let me go through my stuff. I like the slimmer ones because I just think if I got a big box, I feel a bit less, you know, sort of like I want to take that to the side because I can pick a lot. Whereas if we got narrow ones that are just one rowers, it's easy for me to pick one up, go through that while someone else is going for another one. If it's a big box, I've got 400, 500 cards to go through. I do feel a bit like, oh, you know, sorry, mate, wait 5 minutes, I'll go through all this. Whereas it's one row, I can go through that quite quick. You can go through it, we can swap over.
yeah.
So it does give that interaction as well, and it makes it a lot easier for people to manage. So again, easiness to me, and that's at least for.
But yeah, that's me pretty much fired up with questions. I've got one last one. Do you have any more? Any more that
Yeah, I got a question. Yeah, I got a question we sort of touched on before was about payments. And I did say a lot of people obviously cash is obviously king. People will take will have card readers. Not everyone does have a card reader though. And obviously you can't always rely on sort of signals, but a lot of people will take PayPal.
But yeah, we personally we do cash PayPal. We've got this card machine. You find a lot of the businesses will have card machines.
Yeah,
The only sort of ones that won't, if they're sort of just a collector with a huge collection that is trying to thin down, that sort of thing, they might not have that. But yeah, you always see PayPal at probably 90% of the vendors. And if they don't accept PayPal, they'll have a card machine. But yeah, it's one of those. If you want to bring cash, bring cash. If you rather not bring the cash and use your card or your PayPal, then you can definitely do that. The last one I've got on my list is I'm looking for a specific card. What are the chances of me finding it? So for me, have a look around on time before the show at who's vending. Maybe put some feelers out to some of the guys, have big collections, because some might not bring everything they've got. We've got to be mindful that some people have collections of cards of 5, 10, 15, 20,000 cards, and they can't bring all that with them. So yeah, if you know that someone's coming and you think they might have it, if it's quite an obscure card, potentially like an NFL card, a second round rookie pick that you like because you followed his college team and he's got your NFL team and you like him, but he's not really a desirable player. It's always worth just a little message to him saying, "Oh, I see you at the show coming up next week. Do you happen to have whoever it is?" And you never know. They might be like, "Yeah, of course I have. This is what I've got. I'll hold it to one side. Come see him when you get there." So I'd always advise try do a bit of research beforehand. Try reach out, and then on the day start looking through them boxes.
Yeah, I was gonna say it really does depend on what you want. If you're looking for the National Treasures RPA, then we're getting a few shows. You'll get a few of the sellers will have that sort of stuff, the high end sort of stuff. But if it, like you said, if it's your collegiate stuff, then you might get lucky going through boxes. But the best thing is, like you said, is reach out to vendors and also put in comments of the shows. Instagrams themselves, if they put out posts of who's coming to our show, you put like, oh, I'm coming, I'm looking for this sort of stuff. Someone might message saying, hey, I've actually have quite a lot of Ohio State stuff if you're interested, go look at it. And it's another way to make the connections, but also make it easier for you to get the card you want.
Yeah, 100%. If you got any more questions to finish off on, that's me. My notepad done.
Done, closed. Yeah, I had one on backpacks, which is quite funny. So I'm in a process of doing. I know what backpacks is. So I'm in the process of doing. That's funny enough. A video on this. It's going to be like a 3 or 4 parter. I'm going through a few bags that I bought for America. So yes, so stay tuned. But I always say it's obviously what you're going to carry. If you've got a big box, then it's going to be easy to put in the backpack. I know people do take the cases. CFF supplies do unbranded ones, very good pricing. I have one of them myself. That will feature in the video, don't worry. But with myself, I have my camera, my lens. I have my DJI Osmo. I have my phone, a power bank, obviously stuff, my camera, my cards. Might have to put my clothes in there if I'm staying for a few nights. So I have a big pack, and maybe something else to see these other stuff. But there's a few backpacks I will recommend. Fire slab cases. You have Zion cases. We have a leech shield doing a case soon, which I'm about to in there.
Shield, is that another one that do them?
I've not seen theirs, and it's not featured in my thing. But if you want to send me a link to that, I will try and get one shipped across as soon as possible.
I think
so they're the sort of
link after.
Okay, yeah, they're sort of backpacks I prefer. As opposed to carrying around sort of a case.
Oh no, they're upgraded shield or a case. I don't.
Okay, yeah. So I have no problems with cases. I've got I don't keep doing this with case. Got a case. And it's upstairs. I should go and get it. But yeah, I don't have no problem with that. But it can be a long day, especially if you're trying to record as well. It's not perfect for me to be having this, trying to leave it between my legs to film a little bit. So a backpack works great. So yeah, these are all backpacks like Zan case, the Fire Slab case, and the Elite ones are a backpack with a graded case in there, so you can put graded cards or non-graded cards in there, fully secure in a case, then in a backpack. And then the Zion case do like a sling, and there's one called No City Design. They've just brought a new one out, which again is like a crossbody / waist bag. Yeah, it's like a mix of both. It's quite a nice little thing. So yeah, they'll be all featured on the videos soon. But yeah, I'd recommend again. That's for me because what I need. You might have no problem walking around with the sort of suitcase style stuff. There's plenty of CFS supply to a really good price one, and it's non-branded, so you put your stickers on there and customize it your own way. And there's other companies out there doing them as well. But it's gonna be about what you need. For me, I prefer the backpack, and then it gives me option to put my GoPro on there as well, which means I've got the filming from the GoPro here, which is hands-free. I can make deals with my, it's just giving me more options. So hence I'll be doing a video sort of section on it. But yeah, the backpack scenario is going to be whatever you want. But I would say don't take a little backpack and just ram your cards in there. Try and make sure they're secure. You don't want to go there with these nice cards and ram in a backpack and then go, well, it's my first show. I just put all these and they're all damaged a little bit, dinged edges or whatever. So think of what's going to fit a box in your bag if you want to put a box of cards in
there. So yeah, that's me out of questions. You're running low. Do we have any final bits of advice? Any final points we want to give to the guys and girls attending these shows over the next few weeks, months, years, before we leave them? I know they've just stuck through quite a lengthy video for a quite lengthy chat, but hopefully we've answered the majority of the questions you've got. If we haven't, then just drop a comment below. One of either of us will pop an answer to it, and yeah, feel free to, if you don't want to pop a question down there, just drop either of us a message, and we'll be happy to respond and help you out. And yeah, just make sure you pop over on the day, say hi, get yourself on Patrick's videos, and make sure you're following him when he drops them on YouTube there. Yeah, it's always a good watch to see what you didn't see at a show as well. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled. Any final words, my friend?
I just want to say, thanks for having me on. Make sure you go and like, comment, subscribe over on YouTube. Come on, just do it. Just do it for me. Just go on, just get a little notification bell. Just do it. Yeah, it's here, there, everywhere. I'll make sure. You get Ben to do the good editing, so I'm doing this and looks good. So yeah, get me on Patrick Mahomes on socials. I would say as well, is Third Down Collectibles really are genuine guys, and just please go and talk to them at the show. I'm not saying you have to buy their products, but buy their products. But no, they are really good guys, and trust me, they will help you in any way they can. If you've come this far, you know how good they are. So make sure to talk to them at shows. Hopefully, you'll catch them at the meetup with myself at a show, and introduce yourself with your Instagram handle or wherever it is we know you as. And don't be afraid to come and chat to us and come down to shows. And enjoy yourself.
Awesome, yeah, 100%. Yeah, just enjoy yourself, and hopefully we will see you very soon.